2.
Get ready for some 2021 fantasy football advice from the Duff Pick'em Allstars.
To give you the support.
Butts and sports and sports and butts. Butts and butts and sports. Butt sports.
Hey, folks, welcome back to what may be the we might do some more Duff Pick'em All-Stars later, but this is certainly one.
There's the playoffs.
There is the playoffs. Okay, so this is not the last one. Thank you. So welcome to the Duff Pick'em All-Stars. I am joined by my fellow very intelligent pickers up there, up at the top, Commish, Icehouse, and then Grody. I am your host, the Orange Peanut. We offer you advice that you may want to take in consideration for your pro pick'em leagues or your fantasy pick'ems or just picking players off the waivers. And I don't know, we just like football. We like talking about football. We like the playoffs, which is what's going to happen next week. We're all excited with it there. Folks, in general, starting off with the Commish, are there any particular teams that you're excited to see if they're going to be in the playoffs or that they're in the playoffs?
No.
None. Icehouse?
No, I'm cool.
It's cool. Grody?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be fun to watch playoff football. Obviously, I wish the Bears were in it, but they're not. But yeah. I'm just excited because I think this year there's probably more dominant teams in the NFC than the AFC this year. So it'll be interesting to watch those games.
Yeah, I agree with that there. So yeah, if you're tuning into us for the first time, welcome. If you are one of our, we don't have people. Actually, everyone who's probably watching this right now is tuning into this for the first time. So it is kind of what that is. We're going to start this week off.
Do we get more than one view this week?
We have no subscribers as of right now. Or if we do have subscribers, I'll check into it a little bit later on.
Not even Andre Spumante week.
Indeed, yeah, this is true. This is post New Year's, so we all have something to drink right there. A lot of us have our Andre. I've got the Andre Brut with it on there. In particular, I've got it just because I beat Grody last week in our league, our main fantasy football league. Grody, cheers to you for a great game with it. That was awesome. It was a close game towards the end of it.
Cheers to John for being the only one who actually owns a champagne flute. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know.
I used to.
Fancy fuck.
Fancy stuff right there. Fancy bubbles in HD. That's an HD peanut face that you see wearing a Jets helmet behind a glass of champagne. No Jets player.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
man,
that
I
little
got
bottle,
wine
sure.
glasses, but champagne flutes? Come on.
Let's go over last week, and we have stats brought to us by our Commish. Hey, Commish, what happened last week?
Yeah, why don't you guys get yourself a better tasting champagne?
Oh, it's got real stuff.
Yeah.
Listen to that. Way to go. That's awesome.
Well, some of us need to spend our money wisely, right?
True.
No.
Judge, actually, funny story about Lamarca. We had a guest, I think, a month or two ago. No, it wasn't a month or two ago. It was back during the pandemic. My boss was telling me, he's like, yeah.
We're still in the pandemic.
Well, the early goings of it. We were trying to just run through whatever we had before we had to buy anything more. And some guy came in, and he's like his gig is he always wants a certain brand of champagne or sparkling, whatever. And we're like, well, we got Lamarca. He's like, no, never again. I had that last time I was here, and I don't want that. We're like, okay, fancy pants.
Jeez. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
he was a big snob about it. So anyway, sorry.
Speaking of big snobs, there are several snobs that are not here with us right now. Scriptum is not going to be with us. Sippy is not with us here. And Skinnnnns declared, or actually those two said they were going to be here, or at least they made picks assuming that they were going to be their Skinnnnns in the games that he wanted to talk about. Just said that he will not be here this week. So assuming it's just us four. I have sent Scriptum a message just because of the place that he took there. But I'm gonna let the Commish go into some details about who did what last week and where we are right now.
All right, so Eric had the week with 103 points, followed by Anthony with 84, me with 72, Tommy with 71, Boss with 70, Kevin with 59, JV with 59, and Stan with 35. Favorites were the better this week at 9 versus 7. Let's see. There was no unanimous right or wrong. However, I was dead right about Buffalo only beating Atlanta by 14.
Yeah, you were.
Cincinnati, JV, and Stan were the only two that got that pick right. JV and Stan, even though they're at the bottom, were the only two that got the Jets right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
But they were two of the three that got Washington wrong. And they were the only two that had Jacksonville, and that was also wrong.
Come on.
And JV lost 16 points on that miserable pick. Again.
Where's my, Oh, no, wrong one right there. Sorry. There we go.
Anthony.
That's why I was so glad that I had 16 on Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Cleveland, who's three losses there. 2 people picked Minnesota, myself and JV. I really thought they were going to try and, try and get to the playoffs. Apparently, no.
Yeah, try and do something. That game was.
Well, Kirk Cousins was out. That's the minute I heard that news, I switched because I originally had Minnesota.
Oh, I was not paying attention, so I checked in on that game before I went to bed and saw the score, and I thought, wow, well, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's a loss right there. Let's see, nothing really too other interesting. Not that I'm seeing in terms of picks.
What about the leads? Who's in the lead for the?
Kevin's still in the lead with 1,091 points. And the best overall win-loss total at 134 and 120. Boss is not too far behind with 146. JV's at 1,046. Then JV is at next in line with 1,016. Then Stan with 972, Anthony with 963, Tommy with 943, myself with 920, and Eric with 851.
All those times I could have picked not Jacksonville and probably just had a.
Yeah, 10 times is 160 points, and you'd be at over 1,100.
Stupid. Miles
Be in
Jack,
the
you have
lead.
betrayed me.
Yeah, without question, you'd be in the lead if you didn't blindly put 12 points. Same with Stan on Washington. Like he'd be up there as well. He'd probably have another 100 points easy, and he'd be at 1072 and in second place.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning my lesson this year for the first time in 4 years of making.
You're still going max points.
I mean, like I am going to be someone who finishes off the year doing what I started. But I think next year I'm gonna rev my system, and you know a lot about revving systems there, Mr. Icehouse. All right.
Well, I got a new system. It's called people that blindly put max points on a team, take max points against that. Because it's gonna work out.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you'd end up getting it right.
Yeah, there's my
14 times out of the year.
Every week, it's like, okay, let's roll, boys.
But yeah, so Scriptum did win first. And he's not here because who knows? So this goes up to the de facto first place winner, the Commish. Raise our glasses up to the Commish for winning first place on the week with it here. Congratulations, Commish.
Pour for glasses.
Well, your bottles are made of glasses. That counts. That counts indeed. Commish plays a hard and heavy thing, although we may throw him a little bit of an interesting swing here because the first place person does technically get to pick 2 games. The Commish has 1 just because Scriptum was supposed to pick the 2 games there. So if the Commish wants to, at the end of this, he can also go over a second game if he was interested in doing, which could be one of Scriptum's games. But we're going to start off with the Commish's, the best story that we have for the Commish to offer there. He's got Let's Go Buffalo against, the Jets. Ugh. Tell us some information about this, Commish.
Well, this will be their second meeting of the current season. Buffalo, I believe, beat them earlier in the year. I don't remember. Holy shit, I can't recall. Let's go to one of their pages and find it out. schedule. Yes, they beat the crap out of them 45-17.
Wow.
It was a
There
slaughter.
we go. Should have had that written down, but I didn't. So in their previous meeting, Buffalo beat them this year. Actually, that's on the fucking page that I have pulled up for their all-time record, so I could have looked there too. So Buffalo has extended their lead on the series from 65 to 56 to 66 and 56 with that win this season. They have now won 3 in a row versus New York in their last 3 meetings. On the season, Buffalo is 5-3 at home. New York is 1-6 away. Buffalo is 4-1 in the division. New York is 0-5. Buffalo's riding a 3-game win streak. New York has lost 1. Here's something interesting. Buffalo has a plus 177 point differential. New York has a minus 177 point differential. So clearly,
Nice.
2 teams going the opposite directions. Let's see. On the season, though, as far as for Pick'em goes, Buffalo, when they are the favorite, they are 7-6 for an overall win-loss record in terms of being the correct pick, which is interesting because New York has been the underdog all but 1 game this season. They were the favorite against Jacksonville, and they won, and they were the correct pick. Otherwise, they've been an underdog every single other game, and they are 6-9. So
Okay.
Wow.
they've been the right pick, not as often as they'd like to be as an underdog, but it's a 16.5 point spread. It's gone down a half a point starting off at 17. I mean, New York literally has nothing to play for other than, let's see, 4 and 12.
No, you just ended there. New York has nothing to play for. Period.
Well, no, I was going to say the only thing that they could have played for, but they can't because Jacksonville's 2-14 is they have no chance of getting that number 1 pick. It's gonna be Jacksonville because Detroit's 2-13-1 with that tie. They have a better record because of the tie. So even if Detroit loses, well, no, I suppose if Jacksonville won, then Detroit would get it. So whatever, the 2 of them are duking it out for that. Otherwise, the Jets have the Giants to compete with, the other half of that New York miserable stadium, and Houston at 4 and 12. So they're 3 teams competing for the number 2 pick. If I were the Jets, I would lose and get it. On the other hand, Buffalo has a spot to contend for, as they still need to win to be able to win the division and secure their position at they'd be the number 4 seed. They got to hope that Cincinnati loses, as that would give them a game up on them. And I don't know if Tennessee were to lose or Kansas City. Actually, no. Well, yeah, if they were to lose at Buffalo being at 11-6, Tennessee would have a conference record of 7-5. Kansas City would have a conference of 6-6, so they would bump above Kansas City. But I don't know against Tennessee if Tennessee would lose that number 1 seed to Buffalo. So there's a lot going on. Buffalo's got way more of an incentive to win this game than New York does by far. Can they beat them by more than 17? They have once this year already. I don't see why they can't do it again. I've got a single point in the game, being that this is the largest spread. So for shits and giggles, I'll boldly state New York's going to lose this game by 15, let's say.
15. So you're putting you're putting a point on
I'm putting a point on the grounded New York Jets.
Wow. Point on the Jets. Interesting.
Wow.
All right there. All right. Icehouse, what's your thought?
Well.
Oh, yeah, and let's not forget that Buffalo does have a tendency not to play well against teams that they're supposed to beat, albeit that they did destroy this team 45-17. You know, they've had their miscues this season. So
yeah. True, that's very true. Icehouse, your thoughts?
I was hoping Joe would tell me that.
You were hoping for more information that would help you out.
Yeah, like as far as the playoffs.
Well,
Okay, so the door is open for the Bills to climb to AFC's number 2 or 3 seed. Okay,
Right.
that's what I was looking for. He threw it out there, but then he didn't give us the info. So,
No, I didn't know if they could get the number 1 seed. I knew they had a
no,
chance
they
at
can't
2 or
get
3.
the number 1 seed apparently. I know the Chiefs are in line for the number 2 seed, but they need the Titans to lose to the Texans. It's complicated, but the Buffalo is playing for something.
Right.
So,
Well, they need to win to get the
so that's
division.
good to know. So I'm gonna go with. Well, at the end of the day, they're playing for something. I'm sure they'll beat the snot out of the Jets. I'll take 11.
11 on Buffalo, huh? Right.
I like that 16.5 mark. It's like, okay.
Big spread.
No.
Icehouse. Is that what revision 24.5K says?
Yes.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Brody, what does your system say?
1 point on the Jets.
1 point on the Jets. I will be joining you all with a deuce on the Jets. 1 + 1 = 2.
Maybe I should just do opposite every Grody pick.
Oh, wait.
I like it.
Are we revving the system?
Okay, let's
like
roll
it.
with this system. All right.
I like it.
Let's go opposing, okay, you make yours, I'll make mine, back and forth. Let's try this out. So you say 1 point, I'm going max points. Oh, no, I can't do, sorry. I'll go fix it. I'm not putting points in. Well, you had the Jets.
So, yeah, he's got 1 point on the Jets.
Okay, good. That's fine. Because I was saying, if I'm going to throw my max points out here, I got to.
Oh, you're legit. Like, so whatever I put 16 on, you're going to put 1 on.
Yeah, I'm going to opposite every pick you make.
You're going to choose the other team, and then you're going to go opposite the number.
Yes, because, well, assuming you have your picks hashed out, because.
Oh, my God.
I got to beat you.
I understand that, but it would still make sense to try to be similar in points, because if I win, I get 1 point. You lose 16 if I get.
Yeah, but one of us could devastate the other.
So are you putting max points on Buffalo?
I mean, if you have a bad week, I'm going to have a great week.
Are you putting max points on Buffalo?
Okay, I'll take Buffalo. Man.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it, Kevin. If you were to get picks, if you were to get 4 picks right, even if they're like the 10, 11, 12, and 13 picks right, Boss is only losing,
I get it. I'm just saying
3, 4, 5, and 6 points on those, with those being
this is probably the only chance I have of actually winning. So let's make this interesting.
All right.
So I made first pick on that one. So you get first pick on the next go round.
This may go down in the history books as
this is gonna be fun. Next week when we hash this out, you're like, okay.
Okay. All right then. So we are revving the system to 25.9J. Where we're at now. All right. Using your new system, Icehouse. You have chosen to discuss KC versus Denver. Give us some stats on this game.
So this is a good one. I heard this stat on the radio the other day, and it made me think, fuck, it's crazy. So the longest current stretch for a team without a losing season right now is 18 for the Steelers.
Oh.
And the next team is the Chiefs at 9.
You say 18?
So the Steelers have Steelers have had 18 non-losing seasons, basically.
Oh,
maybe 8
I
and
see.
8 is your
The
worst.
season's above 500. I got you.
Yeah, 500 or above, non-losing season.
Years. Wow.
So that's
Well,
18, and then the Chiefs are at 9.
15 of those belong to Mike Tomlin.
Yeah.
And that's to start his career. He's never had a losing season.
Yeah, that's the other thing I heard the
Never
other day.
lost on Monday night either.
That explains the signs yesterday that everyone was thanking
Bernie,
Ben.
it's
Ben's
like
been
fucking
on
Mike Tomlin, man. Don't bet against that man.
No, Ben's been on the team since 2004. So
I mean,
we'll
team
see
for
going
18
forward,
years.
but
yeah, he's been a big part of that 18 years. Wow.
Whatever that's worth. And then
that's cool.
Anyway, So what else I got? The Chiefs have a shot at the number 1 seed, but they need the Titans to lose to the Texans. That's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, but here's the better thing, boss, is that's why they scheduled the Kansas City Chiefs game on Saturday, forcing them to play because Tennessee doesn't play until the next day. So if Kansas City loses, then Tennessee has nothing to play for because they'll have the number 1 seed. But if Kansas City wins, Tennessee has to play against Houston in order to keep that number 1 seed.
Oh, interesting.
That's a good point. And,
Yeah, it would have made more sense to have those games both played at noon on Sunday.
Yeah.
So the under is 12-4 for Denver this season. I don't know that anyone cares about that. Denver hasn't beaten the Chiefs since week 2 of 2015. And they probably won't this week. 10-point spread at Denver. I'm just going to take 6.
Taking 6 on who? What is System 25.9J copy Grody's opposite?
I guess that gives Grody 12.
You give Grody 12. Well, you're taking 12 on KC.
I'm taking 6 on KC.
Oh, he's taking 6 on KC. Your system is interesting.
Yeah, this is where your system fails you because I got 4 on Kansas City.
Oh.
I'm not changing my picks. You're the one who's trying to pick opposite.
Right.
So now you've got to take Denver.
No, that's cool. I'll take KC because I know they're going to win. As long as my pick is better than yours, I'll take it.
78% of people are going for Kansas City. I will be joining those 78%, but I will be doing with a low number of 5 points on Kansas City. Commish.
Yeah, I got 4 points. I'll throw it Kansas City's way. Why not?
Landslide victory on Kansas City. Moving happening there. All right. Okay. Comes to Grody, and Grody has decided to talk about a game that we all find interesting. May not be playoff relevant, but we all find interesting. We're talking about Minnesota against the Bears. Grody, tell us some stats.
Yeah. So obviously they met earlier this year, lost. It was 17-9. Bears lost. I think this time around it'll be a little bit different. You got Kirk Cousins who's coming back off of COVID. A lot of players who are coming back after COVID are struggling, especially their first week. And since his, I want to say it was Friday night when he got the positive test, so then being back this week, he's only really got a few days of rest. So he'll probably be a little bit sluggish. I think they're giving up on Mike Zimmer because, he's a defensive coach. And last week with Kirk Cousins being out, you're relying heavily on your defense to stop Aaron Rodgers. They did nothing to stop Aaron Rodgers. So, and whether it's Fields playing or it's Andy Dalton playing or Nick Foles, I don't know. I think the Bears, just for shits and giggles, are going to finish the year out with a win. I actually have 16 points on Chicago to beat Minnesota.
16 points on Chicago. The man. You think they're going to finish with a win? Have they listed the starting QB?
No, not yet. But, either way, I not to say I don't think it really matters, but I really don't think it matters. Obviously, if it's Fields, I definitely feel better about my pick. If it's Andy Dalton, I still feel good about it. If it's Foles, I feel even better about it because he's Big Dick Nick.
He's Big Dick Nick. Yeah. Yeah, excellent quarterback choices. I'm going to join you, but not for quite as high as you've got. I'm going to put 10 points on the Bears myself with it there. Commish, what do you got?
Yeah, it's all the reports are indicating that Matt Nagy's been told he's not going to come back, which I don't know how that's going to play on player morale, since a lot of the players in the last few weeks have come out and said that they firmly support him and they really do like him as a head coach. So I have no idea if that news, as it builds throughout the week and reporters constantly ask them, the questions about how do they feel about it, the fact that, Matt Nagy's a dead man walking. I don't know if it'll impact them or not. Personally, I'd love to see Robert Quinn, while I'm there at the game, get 4.5 sacks, and I believe tie Strahan's record of 22.5 in a season. I doubt it'll happen, but it'll be enjoyable nonetheless. I don't know. In a game that neither team, it doesn't matter. The only thing that's going to matter is essentially who's going to get second place in the division based on a win. That's pretty much it. So I do have 16 points in the game as well, and I'm gonna throw it Chicago's way.
Another max points, double max points. Icehouse, you're getting that for your parlay.
I'm just gonna put 1 point in Minnesota.
And he puts
Yeah,
1
it shakes
point on
out.
Minnesota. The system
Pretty
is
fun.
working, folks. The system is working. All right, 1 point on Minnesota. I mean, actually, why the system is working, I mean the system is processing. No, we won't know if it's working until next week. All right. Good choices here. Good choices. It comes to me. I took damn near last place in the division, so a lot of the games that were picked were some of the ones I was picking, but I chose to go with one, the Cross Keystone Classic, the Crosstown, Pennsylvania to Maryland, so Pittsburgh versus Baltimore. Last week, Big Ben very much so celebrated a win against the Browns and what is believed to be his last game at Heinz Field with a victory, tears rolling down his eyes, thanking the Lord, thanking the fans. Didn't thank his team, but, not really. He didn't just say like any members in particular with that. I think he was still thankful for his team, everything like that. I know Browns fans hate the guy. I'm not entirely fond of him myself for his stuff that he does on the social, but he's been a good football player for the Steelers. He's been someone that they've relied on since 2004. And I even got to see him play once in college when I was going to Northern Illinois in 2002. And they're going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore has what has to be considered, I think, the most depleted secondary in the NFL right now with injuries and illnesses. Even the fantasy footballers last week were like, there is no team currently with more illnesses on the team. They were like, hey, cafeteria people, what are you serving them? Are you giving them the chicken or the fish? And how many of them are eating fish at this point? These two teams have been meeting on and off since Baltimore's first formation in 1996. However, Pittsburgh Steelers currently leads the series with 31-24. There are a lot of overtimes that have happened between these two teams, and it's a good mixture between the two of them. Pittsburgh has taken the last 3 games behind what they're doing. Now, playoff standings. This is a little bit of a... So they're both fighting for the wild card. Pittsburgh being 8-7-1, Baltimore being 8-8 in the division. Pittsburgh knocked the Browns out of any playoff hopes. And now whoever goes on to win this game is hoping for a series of unfortunate circumstances in order to get into the wild card position. Namely, they're hoping that Jacksonville beats Indianapolis. Because with Vegas and Chargers both playing with where they are, they're hoping that the main one that they're hoping for is that Jacksonville beats Indianapolis and that Miami somehow gets a loss on top of that as well. So playoff hopes are there, but somewhat negligible. But I expect both teams to play, I suppose is what is there. Couple of key injuries that's still occurring. Lamar Jackson did not practice this week. Hasn't practiced just yet. He hasn't been declared officially off, but Pittsburgh does have a very good defense. I think they currently lead the NFL in sacks as of right now. And I don't think Huntley has got what it necessarily takes in his current status with his team to avoid some of those attacks. Worse off yet, there's a little bit of a question of how bad Big Ben is going to come out throwing with, you got Claypool, you got Deontay Johnson. Although Claypool did fight through a little bit of an injury during the Browns-Steelers game. It doesn't seem to be affecting him in terms of practice. He did get his shoe back, which is nice because, Clowney decided to throw his shoe off like a crazy person. Got a nice personal foul for chucking the shoe.
Great penalty.
So ultimately, Baltimore doesn't have a very strong secondary right now, although they showed up. They showed up against Stafford last week. So they've proven that, hey, we're still somewhat relevant. This should be an exciting game. The over-under on the game is currently at 42.5. And currently, you've got Baltimore being a 5.5 favorite in this matchup here. It's moved around a little bit, and I think part of that is the mystery behind Lamar Jackson, whether or not he will actually play. But he's fighting through a pretty tough injury. I would personally count on him not playing if it was me going and, having to play him for any kind of fantasy thing there. But who knows? 58% of the people are picking Baltimore with a 5.9 average confidence, and 42% of people are picking Pittsburgh with a 5.2 confidence. I know they're playing at home in Baltimore, but I think Pittsburgh's kind of got it to win this game and ultimately give Big Ben, even if they don't make it into the playoffs, they still made it to that 500 marker, which Icehouse brought up a great stat earlier. I didn't know that at all, that 18 years they've had better than 500 with there. And I'm going to think that they're going to still continue with that. Even if they lose, they're still continuing with that. But I'm going to put down $1 on Pittsburgh that they take this game away. Commish, your thoughts?
Pittsburgh. I got 10 points on the game. I'm going to take Pittsburgh. What the hell?
Another one on Pittsburgh there. All right. Icehouse.
I'm taking Pittsburgh, man. Let's see. What do we got?
What is System 25.9J?
Yeah, 9 points sounds good.
9 points on Pittsburgh. And Grody?
Got 11 points on Pittsburgh.
11 points on Pittsburgh. A landslide.
I also have 11 points on Pittsburgh.
That Pittsburgh is going to win that one. Very good. Raise your glasses up again to facto winner of the week, the Commish. Way to go, Commish. Cheers. Well done last week. Ow. Well done indeed. Now, I know you didn't have this planned, so I'm asking you this kind of on the fly here. Was there another game that you wanted to talk about at all?
No.
Not. Excellent. No, choices his with it there. It takes a little bit of some planning to look into some of these things, put it on their websites, take notes down. I know the Commission does actually take notes down for some of what he's going to be talking about with it there. So then let's go into the quick picks for the week, and we will start off with the Commish, Dallas at Philadelphia.
Oh, fuck. Give me... I got 6 points. I'm gonna put it on Philly.
6 points on Philly. Icehouse.
Yeah, Philly's the play. Give me 14 on Philly.
14 on Philly. Holy cow. Brody.
Got 6 on Philadelphia.
6 on Philadelphia. I'll be going against the grain. 9 on Dallas. Going to Icehouse. You've got the Bengals at Cleveland.
5 on Cincy.
5 on Cincy. Grody.
I got 13 on Cincy.
13 on Cincy. I'll be doing as well.
Like that.
13 on Cincy. And the Commish.
Yeah, I got 13 on Cincy.
13 on Cincy all the way around there. Grody, you've got Green Bay at Detroit.
I got 15 on Green Bay. If any other news report does come out that they are going to rest their starters, I might switch it to Detroit. But from the report that I read today, Matt LaFleur said the starters are playing.
I never did get that. Like, why would you want to rest your guys? Like,
Well,
I don't
so
know.
they don't get injured, but even if they are resting their starters, I don't see how 2.5.
Jordan Love is horrible.
Yeah.
Jordan Love is horrible.
I will go also with Green Bay. I don't like to, but I'm going to. 8 points on Green Bay. Commish.
Yeah, I got 15 on Green Bay.
15 on Green Bay. Icehouse.
Yeah, 15 on Green Bay.
15 on Green Bay.
I'll have to counter Grody, but that doesn't make any sense.
No, it's hard to pick pick Detroit in this scenario.
Yeah.
2.5. Oh my God.
Yeah. I've got the Washington football sandwich against the G-men. God, why is the spread that low? I'm just going to go Washington 12.
Divisional game.
Oh, I got you. Yep. That's right. Commish.
Yeah, I'll go 7 on Washington. Mike Glennon, if he's starting, he's screwed.
God, he just looked bad. He looked bad. Glennon,
This would be the only time that I would give Stan a pass for putting 16 on Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Icehouse.
I'll take 13 on Washington.
13 on Washington. Grody.
Just
I got 8
right.
on Washington.
8 on Washington. Okay. Heading on down, Commish, you get Indianapolis at Miles Jack.
Well, I think Indy still needs to. Indy has a no. They have a they're
Indy's
6
in the
seed.
wild card. Yeah,
They got a punchers. They got to win to stay in, right?
they do.
Just-
Yeah, because there's holy shit. There's 9 and 7 everywhere.
Yeah. That's why I said it's not a very strong showing from the AFC. There's a lot of 9 and 7.
All right. Well, they got to win. It's a divisional opponent. 15 and a half. 2 points. No, I'm taking Indy.
Taking on Indy, 2 points. Drops the deuce. Icehouse.
10 on Indy.
4 on Indy. He goes, toss them the idol. Toss them the whip. Grody.
I got 2 on Indy.
2 on Indy. He goes. A lot of idol tossing here. This may be the last time I ever do this.
Hopefully.
Maybe. But we are going max points on Miles
Excellent.
Jack.
All your max points bet will be promptly ignored for the parlay.
It is that is there.
That's why you should just do the opposite. Just take Indy for your parlay, boss.
Yeah, I should. I mean,
maybe you should actually think how many times that would have actually won.
yeah, that's true. I'm going to take Indy, I guess, nowadays.
Yeah, all right. I'm glad I'm helping with this here. Icehouse, you get Tennessee, Houston, Battle of the Southerners.
Oh, Tennessee 12, man. They're playing for the number 1 seed.
Tennessee 12. Grody, what's your stipulation?
I got 3 on Tennessee.
He's got 3 on Tennessee. Now, Houston's got Brandon Cooks. Tennessee's got him. I'm going to go 6 points on Tennessee. Commish.
3 points on Tennessee.
3 points on Tennessee. We go. Yeah. Grody, you get Nolan's going down to Atlanta.
I got Atlanta for 12.
Atlanta for 12. I want to take a look. 61% of people are going for New Orleans. I will go for New Orleans with Lucky 7. Commish?
11 points on Atlanta.
11 points on Atlanta. Icehouse.
I'm with you, John. Lucky 7.
Lucky 7 on Nolan. There we go. All right. I get the Rams hosting San Fran. Who's picking what here? 36% of people are going with San Fran. How many underdogs do I have? Not enough. San Fran it is. We're going to go 4 points on San Fran. Commish.
Well, San Fran a win and they're in. A loss and they could be out with a New Orleans win, I think. Yeah, because that's the last spot everyone else is taken. So I got to imagine San Fran and LA is trying to stay in the 2 seed like it matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it gives them home field advantage for anybody they play being the 2 seed. So
yeah. Ooh, fuck! This is a tough one. You know what? I got 12 points. I'm gonna go Rams.
going 12 points. Rams, he goes. Icehouse, what are your thoughts?
I'll take a deuce in the Rams.
He drops a deuce on the Rams. Oh. Wash your hands there, sir. Brody.
Got 10 points on the Rams.
10 points on the Rams. All right. Back up to the commish. You get Bill Belichick at Miami.
Yeah, we're gonna go New England for 8.
New England for 8. Icehouse.
I am with Joe on this one, actually. 8 points, New England.
8 points, New England. All right, Grody.
I have 7 points on New England.
7 points on New England, and I will be a standalone cheese with 3 points on Miami. And then we come to Icehouse, Arizona hosting Seattle.
Oh, I don't like this game. So
No.
3 on Arizona.
3 on Arizona. Grody.
No, actually, I want to switch to Seattle.
3 on Seattle.
I got
I don't
9
think
on,
scam at all.
I got 9 on Seattle.
9 on Seattle. I will be putting 14 points on. Wow. Commish.
Yeah, I'm gonna put 9 points on Seattle.
9 points on. I'm standing alone in a lot of these places. You're making me again, intelligent people. I'm making choices that are different. And we got Grody. You get Tom Brady and the Zebras hosting Carolina.
I got 5 points on Tampa Bay.
5 points on Tampa Bay. I will be peeing out my 1 on Tampa Bay. Commish.
5 on Tampa.
5 on Tampa. Icehouse.
9 on Tampa.
9 on Tampa. My goodness, that's a lot of people going for Tampa with this. And lastly, I get the Chargers at Las Vegas. I'm going to go. Chargers are still looking to get in, aren't they? They hold a while. Oh, that's a bad. Oh my, that is a.
It's a tough game.
Isn't that
Yeah,
winners in?
whoever wins is in.
Holy shit! Wow. The Chargers have such a bad history of just duping me over, but I'm gonna trust in Herbert this time. Maybe the last time.
What did you name your new dog, John?
Sparky.
Okay.
Yeah.
We know you're taking the Chargers.
We know we're taking the Chargers for 15 points is what we're doing. Commish.
Well, that's not 16, though. So
No.
nobody cares.
16 points went to Miles Jack. Commish.
Yeah, well,
What did I have? I got 14 on the Chargers.
14 on the Chargers. Icehouse.
Well, it's in Las Vegas, and that's the only place the house loses.
Ah.
I took 6 on the Raiders.
6 on the Raiders and Grody with the last one.
I got 14 on the Chargers.
14 on the Chargers. A lot of good points coming up here for this week. A lot of landslides and a lot of folks who are kind of in the cheese standing alone, plus a new revision, 25.9J. I'm excited to see how well this may or may not work. But we'll find out next week. Folks, raise your glasses up to another exciting week of fantasy football. Cheers, folks, and we will see you
I
again.
can't afford champagne glasses, John.
Well.
I just bought the bottle.
We'll see you
That's why
next
he's
week.
buying Andre. Can't afford champagne either.